you came together for a Christmas blessing. Just want to know kind of what attracted you to the arts. Also, do you remember the first person that kind of encouraged you to say, you know what, you have something, you should go after this? Toni, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm wearing my high school shirt. I went to Arts High School of Performing Arts in New Jersey. That's why I was like, whoop, whoop, with New York over there. I'm originally from Ohio, but I grew up in New Jersey. And it's the nation's first performing arts school. So you know some of the graduates, but there's many more, like Melba Moore, Tisha Campbell, Michael P. Jordan. It's so many of us that are working and doing really well in that. I first saw my mother and father pretty much in the arts. And of course, anybody who's been part of a Black Baptist church, you're going to see all of the arts on display, okay? But then I went into it professionally after being trained at a performing arts high school, and I worked in New York and performed, did very well in theater, and did some television, whatnot, but it wasn't a lot of Blacks on television at that time, late 90s, until the strike with SAG-AFTRA in 2000. And that's when you saw a lot of Blacks come onto commercials and different things like that. But in the interim, I started my own theater company and, did a lot of works, plays, shows, and events. And I just started doing it. I think the first time somebody said that I really should be doing it is when I actually auditioned. I was going to go to Arts High for singing because that's a gift that runs in the family, a musical gift. But I think when I actually did a presentation, what we call a monologue, and transform myself into someone totally different, I think that's when someone said, you really should do this.
My story is totally different. I followed my kids into acting. I would take my kids out and people would say, you need to get them in something. At the time, we lived in Illinois, and I actually had an agency that was interested in my second oldest. And then we moved down here to North Carolina, and I didn't know Little Hollywood was down here. So I thought, well, never mind that. We'll just live our regular life. But long story short, all of the kids ended up in little movies and commercial stuff like that. And they would keep asking me, hey, do you want to audition? And at the time, my baby was little. Like, you would not hear anyone else's audition. If I put her down and go in there, everyone will be drowned out. So I finally quit saying no and ended up acting with the kids. And I like it. I think I'm gonna stay.
For me, I modeled, over 20 years ago, just giving away my age. And I thought that was just the pinnacle of what I was going to be able to do, because at the same time I was serving in the military. But as time went on, and once I retired, a couple of people contacted me to go to an expo in Myrtle Beach. And I'm always been like a motivational, speaker for people. And I went to this expo, I've seen people get on that stage and they was getting scared and running back. Well, that just motivated me to get them back on that stage and, be able to perform. Don't worry about what other people think. You know what I'm saying? You're your worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is your worst enemy. And I did my 60-second monologue. I did it in Russian, cause I was just there to have a good time. But I got approached by a lot of people. And one of the people there asked me, it was like, well, have you ever acted before? I was like, I've been acting my whole life because I'm autistic. And I just was actually just giving them that answer, you know what I'm saying? Because that's typically, what I think and what I believe, but they was like blown by it. And thanks to this cast that we in here with right now, they gave me the opportunity for my first table read. And, I was nervous, but it was Ryan Toby that taught me how to improv. And then everybody was motivating me because the confidence I got now is just because of this crew that's right here. So I really appreciate y'all. So thank you.
For me, it's a little different. Growing up, I used to do like videos of me like dancing to like these routines for like music videos and stuff like that. And I used to record myself, and I'm talking about Aaliyah and Christina Aguilera. My mom used to be like, you wasting my tape with all of these recordings that you're doing. But I'm like, Mom, I would do like the whole outfit changes and everything. And then I started doing like watching Comic View and watching them do their stand-up, and I would be able to mimic everything that they were doing. So it was kind of early. People would tell me like, you should do this and you should do that. And I was kind of like, I'm like a singer. And then like I played sports. So all through high school, that's what I did. Sports was my life. From 7 up into college, I still played sports. I played volleyball in college and I ran track. It was maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, right around when COVID hit. So yeah, around COVID, that's when I got a TikTok. And when I got on TikTok, I started like doing little skits from like the movie Friday or Set It Off, and just doing those type of things. And people would just be like, girl, like, how do you remember all of these words, and like how do you like mimic everything? You're like down to the actual wardrobe that they're wearing, and like when they would do it side by side, they're like, this is really good. And Stacie and I actually went to college together. So we went to Claflin University. Shout out to 1869. We went to Claflin University together. So I knew Stacie, but it was just like in passing us, speaking or whatever. And then one of my skits I posted on my Facebook, she kind of commented on it. And by this time, I think she had already completed the first Christmas movie, which is Christmas in Carolina. She had completed that movie. And I kind of just jokingly said, hey, if you need somebody, just hit me up. And then maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later, I actually got a DM from her. And she said, hey, I'm working on this show. It's called Hanging with the Taylors. And she said, I would like for you to audition for the role of Rachel. And I was like, okay. So I auditioned for it, sent that in, and then she was like, okay, we're going to offer you the role of Rachel. I was the last piece of the cast that came in. Apparently, they already had someone, but they had to move forward. And that's where I met Miss Toni. So Miss Toni was my sister-in-law on the show. And Ryan Toby, he played my husband on the show. So we actually had the show Hanging with the Taylors. So we completed season 1. And then after that, it was kind of like, okay, this is something I could, do, just being on set, because it was actually my first time, like actually hearing the action cut, take back. Like it was just a lot going on. But and then Stacie reached out to me again and asked me if I would take the role of Andrea for this movie, and we just actually finished filming up something else like a couple weeks ago. So it's just a rolling thing with her now. So that's kind of where I am. Do I want to stay in it? Absolutely. I'm trying to get Tyler Perry, Issa Rae, holla at your girl if you see me on TV. I'm trying to continue with all of that. So I like it.
All right. So first, I want to give a shout out to Miss Stacie, Film Barrel Studios, Darren, Q, the cast. But yeah, it's a lot different for me. I was one day just sitting down watching TV with my fiance, and it was like, I think it was Love and Marriage, or Love and, I don't know, it was one of them. And it's just a simple fact that they will say, I want to go do this today. And they actually execute it. Or they'll say, I want to go be an actor. To go be an actor. Just small examples. And I was like, I could do that. I could do it. So I done all my research on YouTube. I got with this guy, shout out to Cody Bear. He's been my basically my partner. Like I said, my fiance as well, on pushing me on moving forward with all of this. Because she'll tell me, look, we only got 3 tries. That's all I'm gonna give you. So we got to get it right. Usually I'm trying to be called Mr. 1 to 2 take king up in my household. So again, like I said, it was a lot different for me. It was basically watching TV, watch television, doing the research, getting with the right like-minded people that doesn't judge you. Yeah, a lot of people say don't focus on what the outside says, but sometimes it's difficult to actually do that. Sometimes fear gets in the way of that, but you just got to continue to keep looking forward and actually walk in that path that you want to walk in. So I'm 3.5 years into acting. Right now I'm trying to enroll in school. I've been getting bookings, and of course, you guys seen the movie A Christmas Blessing. I had my locks, at the time. Yeah, they're gone now. I'm trying to do a little, fresh, just all brand new, with the same new style, new me. So I just want to tell everybody, just do whatever you want to do. Continue to keep your head down, stay grounded, and you can do it. You can do anything as long as you put your mind to it, give 100% to it.